YouTube, Shoki here with a review of the Digimon Universe Appli Monsters Appli Drive SP Set. So this is actually a combination of two different Appli Monster toys, and that is the Appli Drive itself, as you can see right here, as well as the Atmon Band, which is a little watch that they store the Appmon Chips in the show, and you can do that with the toys too, so very cool. This was released the same time as the other two toys in October 2016 for the price listed on the screen and in the description below right now, because I forgot to look it up and I don't remember. But this set includes 4 Appmon chips. Normally with the Appli Drive you get the Gatchmon chip and the Navimon chip. With the band, you get the Cameramon chip, and in this special set, you do get a Scopemon, which is really cool. It is the fusion between Cameramon and Shootmon. So that is pretty cool. You get a little bonus one, and it's got all these stars. It's so powerful, yeah! But as you can see, I already opened this, but if you take a look at the back, it shows all the functions right back there, and all 4 of the Atmon that you get on the side here. So really cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at these two toys. I do want it to be known right off the bat that I am super fond of this toy. I really like it. But real quick, we'll take a look at the Atmon Band, just because it is very simple, and I just want to get it out of the way. Nice clear plastic on a majority of the toy. The front has a white and little decoration thingy right there. It is a very thick band, very much like the Yokai Watch bands. And this is just absolutely huge. But yeah, it does fit my wrist on the very last little notch, so keep that in mind. My wrists are pretty big, so if you have normal sized wrists, you probably will be able to put this on, albeit it will look kind of chunky compared to the ones in the show. But there you go with that. Basically what you can do here is you can store 2 Appmon chips. So we have Gatchmon and Navimon right here. You can just go ahead and slide them in right there, and they're nice and stored. So if you want to go out of the house carrying this around with you like I was used to when I was little, you can wear this and have 2 chips with you at all times, and they do fit in both directions. Doesn't have to be facing a certain direction, so do with that what you will. But that is all for the Atmon Band. Nothing incredibly special there. So here is a look at the chips. So the chips themselves are little plastic, kind of like they look like little serving trays, more or less. They do have an indent in them right around here, so they're not a completely flat piece of plastic. They actually have an indent, and they feel kind of funny. But I dig them a lot. The pictures are always really cool. It's kind of like collecting Pokemon cards or something. The artwork on the actual Appmon chips are very cool to look at. And there's all these different variants of certain ones if you get into the little blind bags of the Appmon chips and the Gashapons and stuff. You can collect different artwork for the various Appmons. So that's kind of cool. The basis of these is a QR code on the back for the DS game, and I think a iOS Android app. Correct me if I'm wrong on that last part, but definitely the 3DS game, it's basically exactly like Yokai Watch. You can scan them in and get cool stuff in your game. These stars here show a kind of ranking of their power and rarity and all that stuff, and then the name and their type. So he's a search type, as you can see by the fact that his name is Gatchmon, and he's got a giant magnifying glass on his forehead. So there we go, a nice blue color because he's a social Atmon, as you can see with the little smiley face down here. That's the social symbol. Navimon here is a navigation Atmon, because he is basically the Maps app on your phone. That's basically what he is. Really cool. I love his design quite a bit. Unfortunately, he hasn't been in the show a whole lot up until this point. I mean, he appeared and they did Gatchmon, their fusion, and then he just kind of vanished for a while and only really appears when they need to do the fusion. But hopefully he appears a little bit more. With the Appmon Band, if you buy them separately, these are what come with the Appli Drive. The Appmon Band comes with Cameramon's Appmon Chip, and that is a tool type Appmon. And he's obviously, based off his name, a camera, if that wasn't horribly obvious. So all these have 4 stars on them, and they do have numbers. I'm not sure what BSP exactly means, but all of the toy-related ones I've got so far have BSP. So keep that in mind. And obviously, Cameramon is a camera. there's a joke in the show about that for those that haven't seen it. But anyway, really cool right there. And most importantly, the special Scopemon chip that you get in here. And as you can see, is a holographic chip, which is really pretty. I like that a lot. It just looks cool. He's really, really neat. As the name suggests, he is like a snipe-based Atmon, because he is the fusion of Cameramon, which uses lenses, and Shootmon, which is a gun. So he's like a shooting game. And he's a whopping 8 stars. Oh, man. So intense. But there is the chips. And all these chips have little tiny readers inside of them. It works very much like a lot of the NFC-based toys that we've had in the past. So there's little tiny, kind of like amiibos and amiibo cards and stuff. There's little tiny computer chips in these. And those interact with the reader inside of the Appli Drive to make all the cool sounds. So that is that for these. I love the look of the Appli Drive. It looks a little plain at first, but there's just something about it I really enjoy. You swing this down, put the chip in there, and swing it back up. There's springs in here, so it's a very fluid flip, and it is incredibly therapeutic, guys. Incredibly therapeutic. And these are the little cover plates. It comes with Gatchmons, the main Atmon, but you can get ones for Dokemon, Musimon, and Hackmon as well. Those are sold individually. I finally got my hands on all 3 of those, so reviews of those will be coming up pretty soon. But it doesn't change sounds or anything. It is very much just an aesthetic thing. But A and B buttons right on the back here, and it does take 3 AAA batteries, and you can kind of see them in there. So if you have ugly batteries you don't want to use, make sure. And there's a QR code on the back of the Appli Drive itself. On-off switch right here. So most of the action of the actual toy happens on this little tiny LCD screen right down there. Right now it says Appli Drive. You can't really see it, but it has a little nice animations and displays and all that stuff down there. Kind of wish it was a little bit bigger, just so you could do some cool things with it, but hey, it is what it is. A and B buttons to activate different noises and functions. So that just says chip, come on, because there's absolutely nothing in there. And the B button. Ranking number 1. So my Gatchmon fusion plus Scopemon rendered me a power level of whatever that said. And this just goes through all of the different Atmon that you've summoned and their power rankings, which is kind of irrelevant for the toy itself, but it is what it is. It's kind of cool. You can cycle through all those. And I'm apparently level 43. Not really sure what that means in the long run, but it is what it is. And you got this cool beat playing in the background. It's like party time. But anyway, what we're here for is to scan these chips. So we're going to go ahead and go through these one by one. We also get a cool music. I love the music in this toy. It's really catchy. So it goes through the summoning, and then it has its little speech, just like it does in the show, which is basically just going, oh, this is Gatchmon. He's a search type Atmon. That's basically all it says. And if you hit the B button, it says the same exact thing. But there are different announcement sounds. So that was attention, please. This is something completely different. And then you have that little sound for cancellation. So a different intro. So it just kind of cycles through those different announcement types. The actual phrase itself doesn't really change. But that is that for these. And to activate the fusion, you hit the A button. But we're going to hold off a little bit on that so that we can introduce the other Appmon chips as well. So you just take that out. You're back to the cool hip-hop. Hip-hop? It's not really hip-hop. I don't know what to call it. So the bottom LCD screen glows in whatever color the actual Atmon is. So that's really cool. Move along to Cameramon. I would like to point out real quick that on my camera screen, this is flashing. That doesn't actually flash. I think it just has to do with my recording settings. But it doesn't actually flash like this. Just letting you know. And I will cut this out if it actually doesn't flash when I render this. But anyway, there's Cameramon. And since we don't have Shootmon to do his fusion, we'll just go ahead and jump right in to the chip-based version of Scopemon. So really cool. That was a completely different sound because Scopemon is a super level Atmon, while these guys are all standard level Atmon. So he had a cool additional jingle, and it was Cho, Appli Arise. Cho being super, for those of you that know Japanese language at all. So it was kind of really interesting to hear different sounds. So when we get higher and higher rankings of these Atmon, we'll get cool new sounds in this. So that's really neat. So like I said, the main point of this is the app Gatchmon, and you can combine the different Appmon to make people like these. So the main fusion we get out of this is the Gatchmon and Navi fusion of Gatchmon, but you can also do it with ones that aren't normally compatible, but they kind of inherit each other's powers. So I'm going to start off by doing that with Gatchmon, not Gatchmon, we don't have that, and Cameramon. So first we have to summon Gatchmon. Alright, so now that we're here, we hit the A button to Atlight. We get a cool new sound. Now we put Cameramon's chip in. So it just kind of fuses them, and it's Gatchmon plus Cameramon. It's nothing incredibly thrilling. There's no amazing new sounds or anything like that. If you hit the B button now, we'll just say Applink complete. So nothing too crazy there. But when you get the actual combinations going, it's pretty neat. So let's reset and summon Gatchmon again. All right. Gachi. Put in Navimon. So there we go. So that was an App Gatai. So that is the complete fusion between two Atmon. If you hit the B button here. There we go. So that is that. With these, if you hit the A button again, you can further combine, like I did when I did Scopemon. So there you go. You can needlessly keep going if you wanted to, but we're going to stop it here. And there's one last function I want to show. So if you take a chip, summon it, and mash the A button, you can get the burst mode, which I'm not really sure what the point is, but it makes them a little bit stronger. So I guess it's worth it in the long run. The screen will change colors. That's literally all it does. It gave him 100 more attack power. That's honestly it. But it's a thing you can do. So yeah. So that is that for this thing. I have to say, I like it a lot. The click up and down is very therapeutic for a person like me, and I absolutely love playing with it. The voice was a little off-putting at first, because I'm not really into that like crazy sounding Japanese announcement voice, but it kind of grew on me as time went on. The only sound I really don't like is when you're doing a fusion, and it just gets higher pitched, and it's really fast and obnoxious. Not a huge fan of that one, but that's really the only sound I don't particularly like. The music, however, is absolutely 100% catchy, and I absolutely love it. But I really like this thing. I'm really loving Appmon so far. It's a really fun show. It hasn't really found its gears yet, but we're still kind of introducing all the characters. It's a really slow burn so far, but I'm really enjoying it, and I like the toy line so far. It's proven to be pretty popular in Japan. I'm actually having troubles getting my hands on some of the toys. So I'm pretty optimistic of the future of both the Digimon universe as a brand and the show that we're currently in with Appmon in the future, and the toy line and all that fun stuff. So looking forward to it all. I do have some additional blind bags that I'll be opening up later on. So let's go ahead and take a look at that and see what kind of crazy Appmon we can find in those packs. But for now, that about does it for this review. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a video. And as always, thanks for watching, take care, and have a great one. Bye.